guys from Porirua, talking about health and well-being through a number of perspectives, sharing some of our life experiences and personal journeys, and always looking to engage. So like and join our Blood, Sweat and Talanoa page as we look to build our community. I especially want to shout out to Carol Pickering. Thank you for shouting out to us, and Shane and Tiare and our other brother in the background. But I'm Te Ho, and I'm here with my two brothers, Tiare and Shane. Kia orana, talofa lava. And how are we doing, brothers?
Yeah, malolelei. It's the Tongan language celebration week this week. And also I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my granddaughter, Naya, who's 3 years old today. Kia orana.
Happy birthday. Kia orana.
Malolelei, guys. Good to be here. It's been a busy start to the week, but good to be here with you two guys tonight. So look, guys, this is the third of our free journey episodes where the three of us talk about ourselves across family, sport, career, our learnings and influences. And Tiale, you're our third and final sort of focus for this week. So, bro, take us away.
Really, yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, kia ora tātou katoa i te aroa, rā nui nui o te atua. So greeting to us all in the name of our Lord. I want to start on my dad's side. So descendant of Nōroa, Ngāri, Taringa Akavi, my papa Ru'o, which is the grandparent, and tangata Kimikite o Tapuira Marae, which is my mama Ru'o. They hail from the village of Ariora in Atu, which is also known as the Ino Manu, the land of the birds, which is part of the southern group of islands, Ngāputuru, which is made up of Atu, Mauke, and Mitiaro. 1994, I was fortunate to visit my grandparents in Atu. Enjoyed the time there with them and experiencing how they lived and also learning the culture on the island during that time. So my dad is one of 9 children. Vaine Maria Tupuna George Akavi. Last week was his remembrance of his passing 15 years ago. Dad met mum, married mum, Motu Tuaine Catherine Fortes. So I'll be speaking on my mum's side. So she's descendant of Serafin Fortes, which is my great-great-great-grandfather from Portugal, who travelled to Tahiti, where he married Rei Tumanava, my great-great-great-grandma. They had one child, a son by the name of Manuel. Manuel married Mary. Mary's dad is Alan Mitchell from Texas, USA. And he married Roimata from the island of Mitiaro in the Cook Islands. Mary was the eldest of 8 children. So obviously Mary, Emmanuel, and my great-great-grandparents. Mary and Emmanuel had 11 children, where my granddad, or my papa Ru'o, Antonio Fortes, was one of the 11 children, who married my mama Ru'o, Uanga Tongia of Niuean descent. My mum is one of 3 children. Unfortunately, when my mum was young, her mum had passed away at a young age as well. So my papa had remarried and had another 9 children. So I was fortunate to meet my papa Antonio and also my mum's stepmom, Mama Moana.
Got a bit of American in you.
Well, just a bit of Portuguese. So all good. So tako ngā mito, my parents had 7 children of their own and 3 angai children whom they also brought up as well. So I'm one of the 10 children whom they had to feed, clothe, and loved and cared for. I am the 3rd generation. My children, Paul Keelan, my son, my 3 daughters, Eilish, Brenna, and Kira, are the 4th generation, and my granddaughter, Naya, she's our 5th generation.
Wow.
So in the 1950s, 60s, both mum and dad had travelled to New Zealand from Rarotonga. How dad got to New Zealand was a request from an uncle in Newtown. Had requested that to my granddad to send dad over there to obviously get a better life and work, and which he did in Newtown. My mum came over, as far as I'm aware, she came over on a boat with an auntie of mine, my auntie Ramona. They both ended up in Haitaitai somewhere, and also with her brother. From memory, she said, that she was told not to look back at paradise when they were leaving on the boat. So, my mum and dad didn't really know each other as they came over. They met each other in Wellington, obviously at a social event, and then it all started from there. Last week, Shane acknowledged his woman and his family regarding their strength and resilience. Well, obviously my mum is our strength and resilience. So she's our matriarch of our family. Growing up, I've seen how she would not only look after her own children, but also take care of other children as well, from other families, friends. I could see, well, from what I can remember, the number of jobs she had worked while she's looking after us. She'd done 3 jobs every day. So starting work at 1 a.m. in the morning, home, look after us, or get us up, feed us, we go to school, and she'll be working in between then, pick us up after school, and then she's off again in the afternoon for her afternoon jobs. So that's how she's my rock there. She was also taking care of my sick nana and auntie at the same time. So she was really a really busy woman. So I'm so fortunate to still have her with us today. She went through cancer, had a chemotherapy a few years now. She's still going strong, goes shopping, goes on the bus, catches the local bus to the town centre there, out in the garden, keeping fit and still looking out for all of us. She is our rock, our strength, and our inspiration. So I've put 4 pillars together regarding the family. The first one is foundation of love and support. So my role as a father and the influence of my mum and dad, family is probably the core source of love, guidance, and strength. The second pillar is the generational bond. I value the relationships with my children and granddaughter. I have mentioned in our first episode where I've just recently reconnected with my son. It's been 8 to 10 years that we haven't really connected. And now I want to cherish the continuity of my family line. Shared values and traditions. Family is where I inherited and continue to pass on important life lessons, cultural practices, and values that shape who you are and who your descendants will become. Again, in episode 1, I mentioned that I was learning my Cook Island language. This has helped me identify my papaanga or whakapapa or pepeha and culture. Also, during this time, I've been fascinated with researching my descendants, the family tree. I also like to mention that Te Hau, just on the weekend, he attended an Atu Inua Manu celebration in Pareroa on the weekend. And because of this, he has mokapunas who are of Atuan descent. And his grandchildren, they are my great-grandnieces and nephews. So, kia ora, family, and te hau, thank you. So my last pillar was mum and dad. Are my central figures in my understanding of family and papaanga. The influence and values they've passed on has outlined much of how I view the importance of family and the connections I have with my ancestors, their guidance, love, form the foundation of what family means to me, making them key pillars in my life story. Kia ora ana I kia manuia.
Hey,
thank you.
Awesome, Tiare. I just sort of, I heard you talking about your mum and dad and how and where they. I just wanted to ask, when mum and dad were here and when they arrived in Wellington, when did they meet?
Yeah, so they obviously came at separate times. They didn't know each other before they got here in New Zealand. What I understand is that they went to an island social event somewhere in Wellington, possibly in Newtown somewhere, and that's where they kicked off, I guess. My mum used to say that she used to walk through Haitaitai, the tunnel there from Haitai to go through to over around by Basin Reserve or Newtown to go to these social events they used to attend. And met my dad, and I can't remember what year they got married.
But yeah,
Was it as what is it? Was it as dancing? You think?
was it his moves?
It may have been his Elvis haircut style. I've seen the wedding photos. Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
Tiare, for those viewers that are listening to Tiare, Shane, and myself, us three have lost our dad, so it's kind of that kind of whether sometimes when I talk about my dad, I get a little bit teary-eyed, but with Tiare, I don't know. But it's good to rest in peace, our dads. Well, my dad's to Leo and Tiare, what's dad's name? Tupuna. And Shane, what's dad's name?
Dali.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Tiare.
No, that's all good. Yeah, no, we had his 15th year celebration last week, passing, the first passing. So, yeah.
Hey, well, look, people aren't truly gone in terms of that memory. So they're only really truly gone when the last person that remembers them sort of goes. So know that the fact that you acknowledge those things is really important. Tiale, one thing I was keen to ask you too is that when we talk around those journeys of all of our parents, they came from the Pacific, they came via family and connections, but also there was sort of a community around them as well. I was keen in terms of, because I know you've talked about this with us off air, is around just that that connection of when people migrated from the islands to come to New Zealand. Usually there was the beginnings of a support network around family and around community, and you talked about some of that with your parents.
Yeah, especially my understanding of my dad. Had an uncle in Newtown there. He obviously got in contact with my granddad back in Achu there and said, hey, send them over. We'll set him up with a job. And I think his first job was with painting. And in that household where my uncle had lived there, like a 2-story house in Newtown there, and I believe he brought over a number of other Cook Island men to New Zealand, and they stayed in this house until they were able to, I guess, take care of themselves, or they found a partner or something like that, and then moved on and have their families. But bless my uncle Papa Ra'ai. He brought him over, and it went from there. With my mum, my understanding is she came over with one of my aunties in Te Mona, and I think their first job was working at St. Pat Silverstream back in the days. So they were at St. Pat Silverstream because I remember my mum, they were there as in they were the cleaning. They did everything at the college there when they were boarding the students there, and she was talking about a lot of all these old All Blacks that were going to school when she was working there. Wow. And that was like back in the day there. I can't remember the All Blacks' names, but I think that was their first job. I was working there at St. Pat Silverstream. And just progressed on from there. And I think she had a little network there. There was a whole group of them. She obviously met with other Cook Island ladies, aunties and that. And they also, they were flattening in the house in Haitaitai from memory. And Yeah, and a lot of them they all moved obviously into Porirua, and then a lot of close families. Yeah.
Look, the other thing, just I know, just I want to sort of mention too, is just the, how it resonated when you talk about your mum doing several jobs. In terms of that, I think many of us know some of that experience that our parents did in terms of having to work a number of jobs in terms of across various sort of things, and really just sort of all of that. There really wasn't a minute to spare in terms of just working really hard, and also, being able to support the family as well. So, definitely, your mother really was really hard working in terms of that stuff, and particularly across the number of jobs as well as raising a family at the same time.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's just amazing how she was able to cope with it, and yeah, I was just man, I had to help in one of the jobs, but it was like, how did she do it? Because she was like going from one family, like our family, then down to my nana and auntie, looking after them, and come back, and early hours of the morning she'll go catch the train to go on their cleaning job at first, and then both mum and dad, probably like your parents too, they're also heavily involved with the church. So yeah,
Special, man.
I think that sort of helped them through, with prayer and everything else. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just amazing how mum got through, and I sort of look back, go, oh, yeah, nah. I think, yeah.
I think that first generation, that work ethic was something that really stands out in terms of commitment and a number of things in terms of providing opportunities for that, us that were born here, and that generation in terms of vesting of their hopes in terms of us sort of being able to sort of carry on with their own toil and effort and sort of providing for us.
Yeah, I reckon if she was still 100%, she'd probably still want to work. It's just unfortunately, cancer came, and that time we were all worried about mum, and then out of the blue, dad passed. We didn't even know he was sick, and then we found that after the autopsy, they found that he had cancer in the throat, and no one knew. I honestly thought he just had a big neck, because he would have had a big fat neck, thick neck, but not until he passed, then because he never went to the doctors at all. So that was a shock, because like I would call home, and dad would answer. I said, "Oh no, I want to speak to mum," because she was ill at the time, and we didn't know he was ill. He didn't say anything.
Yeah,
and no one knew, because, like I said, he didn't even go to doctors. Just took Panadol, and that's it.
Well, bro, you want to take us into sport?
Yeah. Okay. Sport. I've done a bit of sport, but I've made some notes here. So sports can teach you valuable lessons or life lessons, and shape your character in significant ways. Whether you actively participate in sports, or you may follow as a fan or a friend. So I've actually put some learnings together. I can't remember how many. There's a few here, a few topics here. Okay, so number one.
Few.
Say again.
You've got a few.
Oh yeah, I've got a few there. So, one, teamwork. Sports often emphasizes the importance of working together towards a common goal. You've likely learned how collaboration, communication, and supporting others are key to success, both on and off the field. Two, discipline and dedication. Training and competing in sports require discipline, commitment, and a strong work ethic. These qualities can translate into other areas of your life, such as work, family, and personal goals. So just keep that in the back of your mind, discipline and dedication, because it'll come up in the next. Handling and success and failure. Sports teach you how to deal with both victory and defeat. So you've probably learned to celebrate wins humbly, and to handle losses with grace, seeing them as opportunities for growth. Perseverance. Jeez, my glasses needs cleaning. The challenges in sports, whether it's improving a skill, recovering from an injury, or facing tough competition, teaches you the value of perseverance and not giving up even when things get tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Focus and mental toughness. Sports require you to stay focused even under pressure. This mental toughness can help you stay calm and composed in high stress situations and other aspects of life. Healthy living. Being involved in sports often promotes a healthy lifestyle, emphasizing the importance of physical fitness, proper nutrition, and overall well-being. Leadership. If you're taking on leadership roles in sports, like being a team captain or coach, you've likely learned how to motivate others, make decisions, and set an example for your peers. Okay, so I've written down notes where what sort of sports I have done over the last, I don't know, maybe probably started playing sports when I was
35 years of your life?
yeah, probably
35, 40 years.
So from memory, all I can remember, I didn't really do anything when I was at okay, let's go back to primary. So I played rugby at school, primary schools. We used to go play Western Bays and Eastern Bays, back when I was at Holy Family School. My good mate of mine, Tino Brown, he was a star back then. At primary school, man, you just give him the ball, man, he just, like, I was running as we went through all the premier grades and stuff. He was running like that when he was like, I guess 10 years old.
Shout out to Tito Brown.
Shout out, brother. Brown. And and again, I don't know how my mum did it. Every time she'll be there supporting us. She'll be there supporting me, and then she'll bring the fish and chips from me and Tino. So it was good. Yeah, man. She used to shout us all the time. Yeah, she was one of my key supporters actually through my sporting life. From there, I went on to try out the sport of karate with Whanake Rangatawa. Gave that a good go, and
I've seen you with your nunchucks.
No, it's actually using hands, feet. You must be talking about the other fella. So yeah, I probably didn't go too far in there. I think I went far enough, but I attended this tournament. It was in Porirua, and it was a fighting tournament. All I can remember is waking up at home. Got knocked out, mate. I got
knocked out, Tiare.
Yeah, and I woke up. I was at home in my bed.
So you're about as good as it is as a boxer as I was a boxer, eh?
Well, I woke up. I was like, how do I get home?
Aren't you the guys, the Wanaka Rangatua? You guys used to run from the mall, eh? Is that you guys?
Yeah, Whanake.
Whanake. You used to run always,
up to the tower, up to the old tower, up in Watingiroa there, that water tower around there. It was me and Whalemai with the Giants then. Whalemai, remember Whalemai? Yeah, bro.
Well, shout out to rest in peace, Whalemai. Feti's memories gone now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and we had good times. Yeah, we went away on another tournament. Whalemai and we come back out. Our van got broken into, and the only thing that was taken was his undies. My mum was on that trip with us too, so yeah. See, she followed me everywhere.
All right.
Yeah, so from primary school, obviously you went to intermediate college. I played a bit of rugby for under 15s at VI College. My older brother was the coach. And also Mr. Iulu. And I can remember one of his sayings, because we're only a small team, was that gave us the courage, was little man, big heart. There's Mr. Olu. It was all good. And then I didn't want to go play 15s. I got interested in playing league, and then I went to league. And that's where I played
Saints boys.
Saints, St. George. And as like you guys spoke in your last 2 episodes, that we all met at St. George, or even prior, under 15s, 17s, 19s. My memory is when our premiers, actually, let's go back to the 15s, where we used to train at the Waitingaroa Mall. Back then, it was a shopping centre. You had all the shops open, you had the supermarket open, and we'll train on a late night, which is Friday night. There was late night shopping, and we'll be running in front of all the cars. Remember that? We used to train on the tarmac there, or the car park, and then the entrance to go into the mall, we'd be doing all the exercises in there, but it was raining.
Yeah.
We made a lot of I don't know, different training areas. And then we obviously used Natoni Park, the old stomping ground there for the back in the day premiers. And man, our floodlights, Tomatua to bring the floodlights and the generator to start it up and to light up the field with 2 lights. And there was probably like 4 teams trying to train on that one paddock.
At Natoni Park.
At Natoni Park, yeah. So those were the days. Also, like the 3 of us we've played 17s, and you guys have already spoken about it. I don't know where the then we had then there was that season 8. Was it
Premier? You were part of the 1995 grand final team. You were Tiare, St. George.
Yeah, I finally found a photo. So I'm not sure whether we've got my slides coming up on the background there somewhere, like with Shane. So you'll see a photo of the 1995 team, photos of me and my sisters actually over in the Cook Islands on the 40th reunion. So there's a mixture there, and my family's on there. And these photos of me when I retired from all that contact sport, when I did that powerlifting. But I'll continue with the rugby league because when we were playing, this is senior first, we had to win that final relegation game. I had to get back to Preems. And we played second division, to get back to Preems,
Premier grade, yeah.
Which we won. We played in Petone Rec, played against Kapiti Bears, and we had the townies with us. So Pido, Jody, Robbo, Puru.
Yeah.
And I can remember, man, I was on the field. We're on defense on our
I think you got player of the day, Tiare. You got player of the day there. I'm pretty sure.
Well, what did I do? I didn't score a try.
Hey, come on, bro. Humble guy.
Nah, man, humble as. But that's when I seen, man, Jody and Peter, snap that follow in half. Yeah. But what else would we do there? Playing some representative football with the likes of a lot of boys. You got Sid Iru, old Kearney or Steve, Ben Lear, there's Willie Iono.
Yeah, Willie.
Kia ora, Willie.
We were part of that 1990 team that won the division up in at the tournament. So yourself with a lot of players who went on to some really stellar careers.
Yeah. So from St. George, I went over to Petone, played premiers there under the coaching of James Luloi. And that was an awesome experience, because he's obviously been playing overseas in the UK, and oh man, I remember his call was hit him hard and hit him high. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like hit him hard and hit him high. But sorry, I've skipped. With Tamatua, he was a good coach too. I know you fellas used to say that's your dad.
It was your dad. So
Yeah.
that
Well,
was
he
your
was, wasn't he?
dad.
I'm sure you were always the first one picked every week.
I don't know. And I ended up driving his ute.
Oh, yeah, you used to drive Thomas Ute. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
bro. I just happened to be one of those guys. He was like a dad. Him and at the time, him and Dodie. Yeah, awesome. They were awesome. You know, they were like part of the family back then, and still is, and still are. So yeah, big ups to Toma and Dodie. I'll see you in town.
Shout out to
I know where you work. Chip. So back to Petone. Yeah, James Little. I met a lot of good players there. Even a lot of the older guys.
Did
Buster
Tiare, did JP go with you? Jason Penny. Did he
yes,
go
there's
along?
Jason, there's Rooks, there's
And Brooks?
Sal Farimo.
Jason Penny.
Yeah, there was us there.
Brooks.
91, 92. And met some good guys there, Anthony Farmer and Paul Howell. Oh, well, heaps of guys.
Wow.
Frey Wilson, and met a lot of the older guys there as well. Some have passed on, so no, that's good. From there, I met that National Cook Island team, Pacific Cup, played up in Auckland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a whoa. Those Fijian man, they're giants.
Wow.
Fijians, yeah. So that was an experience. My coach then was Kiteriki, yeah. And he's heavily involved with Wellington Rugby League, eh, Shane?
Yeah.
Up in
Renwick.
is it Renwick? Yeah.
Renwick, yeah.
Andre Whitaker was in the same side of me, and the late John Whitaker was also part of the coaching crew. His brother. Mm-hmm.
Look, how did you find that experience, given that I think, representative football, and particularly one where you're representing, your heritage in that? How did you find that tournament? What was the difference between that club football and other football that you played?
Okay. Yeah, it was, everyone says it's a step up, and it is. It's because you're playing against guys that are on the verge of playing NRL. I mean, Ruben Wiki was playing for New Zealand Maoris at the time, from memory. Yeah, Ruben Wiki. There was the Auckland side had, not the Auckland side, they had Fiji, they had mixed on. They had Francis Leota. They had there's all these big names that were playing for the actual Auckland representative team, and they were in the Pacifica teams, and the Māori team. So the famous guy that was playing with us was Jason Timu. He was my propping partner, yeah. And Rooks Kavagura.
Yeah, Rooks.
He was the master centre, that guy. Shout out to you, the brother Rooks.
The bro.
But it's just, I mean, it's probably like saying when you played for those Buttercup teams. It's just, yeah, you've got guys that know how to play their positions, eh? And yeah, you just focus on your own, and yeah, you get into it.
What was the cultural aspect like?
I think that was the problem. It was good. It was great, but man, big ups to the Cook Island community who fed us every night. So the diet wasn't that great. It was total, you name it. So it wasn't the best
like
nutrition. We're fed like kings, and really appreciated it too back then from the community.
Did you do a aka before the game?
Yeah, it's called tapito. Tapito. And you know what that translation in English is? Stab the pig.
What?
Well, now I got a flash one now, eh? Before this other thing, didn't really. Yeah, my nephews know how to do that one. But we're tapito. Yeah, that was our haka. And We only did it once when we beat somebody. I can't remember who we beat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Might have been Nui. Yeah, so that was the national team that I played for. And then from Petone, went to Maris Northern, coached under the man, Ken Laban. Again, different coaching skills, eh? Everyone's got different coaching skills. Learned a bit there. And then in that season, I think in that same season, ended up playing for 102 Mustangs, under Peter Sixtus.
Wow.
Yeah. It was myself, Maru Tupaia,
Yeah.
Matu Tupaia, Dallas Paul. Holy, who else came up with us? The guy who played for Upper Hutt, he was a prop. Paulie, he was a prop up in Upper Hutt.
Nielsen.
That's the one, Paul Nielsen. Yeah,
Maybe.
Paulie, and in that 102 side, they had some real good players from up those ways and up from Whanganui as well. So yeah, Mark Graham, there's a guy, Mark Graham. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Nathan Pickey, man, had good players.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would travel up there for training and then to the representative games. After that, I believe I moved up to the after playing Maris Northern, I moved up with my wife up through to the Kapiti Coast. I thought, oh, that's me, retire from any more contact sport. Yeah. There was one night I was walking around Waikanae Club. The lights were on and I saw these fellows running around the paddock. I think it was about 98, running around the paddock. And then, hello, out of the darkness, this Pakeha fella. And I'm not sure if you guys know him, but his name is Gaza, Gary Smith. He used to play for Kapiti Bears back in the day. He was the crazy white man that ran all day. Everyone will go bash him, but he'll get up and run and run and run. Well, he was playing for Waikanae back then. And then, then I just got involved with Waikanae Rugby. We were like in the B division back in 98, 99. And won a few championships to get up to the I guess they call it A grade, senior A's, in 2000, and we took it out.
You're saying you were supposed to retire, but
you
carried on playing.
I was supposed to retire playing sport, contact sport, and then I'll go play rugby. The last time I played rugby was back at primary school and at college under 15s. So obviously I was straight into the front row, and I had to teach myself how to prop. It's totally different, man, the technique and all that jazz. So lucky, I continue with my training, such as weight training and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I had to go into the rucks. I just stayed off because you're so used to running off rucks, eh? Yeah. So I just, you go in there, just pass me the ball. And I'll just, take it up.
Just take it up.
Yeah, and then honestly, man, I was cracking up. My life playing rugby up there because coming from Wellington, playing league in Wellington, how tough it is down there back then. Yeah. I want to go play this game up there. It was like, hey, these guys trying to be tough, man. They're trying to be bullies.
But then the bully, they meet the bully.
They didn't know, they met the bully.
Now, you're a Hall of Famer, aren't you?
Yes, I am for Waikanae Rugby. You are. I am. Thank you, Shane, for reminding me. Yes. 2021 was our 100th year of celebration for Waikanae Rugby. And I was number one Centurion player.
Number one, bro.
Yeah. So I've got my my medal somewhere in a little trophy, but I was unfortunately I was unable to attend the celebrations because 2021 August, well, this time, 3 years ago, I had my right hip replaced, total hip replacement. So couldn't attend it, but I was given the the medal and the trophy at a mate's, what do they call it? It's not a hen's party. What's the groom's party thing? I was giving it there because it was a lot of the Waikanae boys.
Bucks party.
Yeah, Bucks party. That's what I was giving it. Yeah. So no, I was really I was shocked that I got that Hall of Fame of Waikanae Rugby. Yeah, and I still try and keep in contact with them, and try and go back and say hello and all that jazz. And then that was probably so I played rugby up there till about 2005. Then I went on sabbatical, and then I went back again in 2009 and played. So my sabbatical was I was working.
I was going to say.
I went to Japan.
Cambridge? Were you at Oxford or something?
No, I went to Japan. Went to Japan to continue my karate. Well, I ended up being a sumo. Then I returned back in 2009, played until 2012. I think 2011 we won. Yes, that's right.
Nice.
Remember that one, 2011.
2011.
Yeah. Then after playing contact sport, I was sitting down going, what am I going to do now? I think I was about 40, 41, 42 when I finished. Yeah. And I just thought, I'll go back to the gym, do some weights. And then I got into powerlifting. And that's another story that I'd like to mention. I got into powerlifting and also got involved with Masters Rugby League. So with the powerlifting, I'm going to bring out some points as well. As I mentioned in the sports, about focus and mental toughness, discipline and dedication. Well, powerlifting is very similar, but because it's you against the bar, and the plates. So I'm going to just bring up some lessons that I've learned in powerlifting, and then we'll talk more about it. So powerlifting is a sport that teaches several valuable lessons, often emphasizing about both mental and physical strength. So here's some of the key learnings that I've gained from powerlifting. Discipline and consistency. Powerlifting requires a strict training regime and consistent effort. I've learned the importance of discipline in achieving long-term goals, and whether in lifting or other areas of life. So the long-term goals, I had that as well as for my career, and I'll mention that later on when it comes to career. Strength and resilience. Powerlifting builds physical strength, but also fosters mental toughness. I've learned how to push through challenges, setbacks, and plateaus, developing resilience that extends beyond the gym. Patience and progression. So gains in powerlifting often comes gradually. So the sport teaches you patience and the value of steady. So incremental progress remind you that success is a journey, not an overnight achievement. We'll come back to that, what they meant by incremental progress. And focus and precision. Powerlifting demands focus and attention to detail, especially in technique and form. This focus likely carries over into other aspects of your life, helping you approach tasks with precision and care. Setting and achieving goals. So whether it's hitting a new personal best or mastering a specific lift. Powerlifting is all about setting goals and working hard to achieve them. This mindset likely influences how you approach challenges and objectives in other areas of your life, and which is true. Self-belief and confidence. The sense of accomplishment from lifting heavier weights can boost your self-confidence and reinforce the belief that you can overcome obstacles, both in the gym and in life. Community and support. So while powerlifting can be an individual pursuit, there's often a strong sense of community among lifters. The support and encouragement from others in the sport can teach you the importance of camaraderie and the mutual respect. So if we I'll just go back to my powerlifting when I first started there and where I ended up. And at the same time, like I said, I got involved with Masters Rugby League. So I was doing both. So I couldn't get away from the contact, as in the physical contact, because Masters, you start from the age of 35 to 39, you're wearing white shorts. So white shorts, you're wearing 35 to 39 years old, you wear white shorts. 39 to 49, you're wearing black shorts. So white and black, they can tackle each other. Red shorts, 49 to 59, where you should only just hold the red short player, but you still get smashed. Yeah. And then 59 to whatever age, 70 plus, is your gold shorters, where they have tags on the side, and you've got to pull their tags on defense. The reason why I got involved with that, because I still felt that I needed to get the body hit and the camaraderie side of things as well. But I mean, like this year I've introduced Taho to our Masters, St. George Masters Rugby League in Porirua there. He hasn't played a game yet, but he comes along. And he goes, I'll get there, brother. But I see small steps. If you look back at not look back, but if you just remember, it takes small steps to get to where you want to get to. And that's what Teho's doing at the moment, because next month we're off to the Gold Coast to play in the International Masters tournament. So
we're going to have an episode back when you guys are back around that Masters stuff. So
and Masters, it's all about we try and get guys off the couch, just keep moving, sort of thing, keep them busy, get their mind busy, get their bodies moving. That's what it's all about. And then after the games, we a club would host the whole that weekend of teams, say 9 teams, and you'll start talking crap again, thinking you're still a young fella. But it's all about like every 2-3 weeks we'll get together, play about 9 teams, maybe next year 10 teams, play on the day, go back to a venue to have a meal and some milkshakes, and that's us.
You actually underestimating your involvement in that game. One, you do a bit of organising around that. I know that you've been on the barbecue and a number of things, but also organising some of the activities in that. How have you found that in terms of being in that leadership role?
Oh yeah. I look after. Well, I'm the secretary of the team, but I think I'm also the chairman and the treasurer and the go-to guy.
And the boss.
But I do have a
boss.
We do have a chairman and the treasurer. There's 3 of us, and I just get. They just give me, okay. So so I'm the organizer and everything, But so that's a little bit about Master. We'll talk more about that when we get onto this subject. I guess in episode whatever it is.
We've got a few people. We've got someone coming on too that I know will get into a bit more of the Masters in the weeks ahead as well.
Yeah, because we'll promote it again before next season, because we had our last Masters get together on the weekend, and next month we're off to the Gold Coast, St. George, to go and play in the International Masters tournament. And a few of the old boys will be there on Porirua, like Old Man Neil. He's no longer called Old Man Neil. There's Neil Jackson, Peter. What's his surname, Pete?
He goes
Peter.
He goes under Alihio now.
Okay.
But we know him as in the Leo.
A lot of ex-St. George players that's going to meet us there on the Gold Coast. And the Vilai, the Calamiti brothers.
The Calamiti brothers, eh?
We're going to have not only the Calamiti brothers, but we're going to have the Talianga brothers. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome trip. We've got about, because I had to organise that team too. So we've got our Wellington Masters and we've got an international team. So I'll look after that too. Yeah. We've got about 37 on our books that are going. So
you're doing some good work in that area, bro. And I know we're going to be talking about it more as we get closer to that tournament that you guys will be away in October. as well.
Oh, good.
Hey, Tiare, I do want to take us back to just look, because one, I think we were talking about this and coming into this episode, is that you've got this unique perspective of having done an individual sport, being part of team sports. So just was keen in terms of what's the differences between the two, in terms of preparation and just the performance and stuff that you think about as you sort of prepare.
Yeah, I guess with team sports, as you guys will know too, you're lucky to have other members around you all the time. If you need to share an idea or you weren't sure about something, you can easily talk to your teammates. I think that's the main difference. And yeah, you've got a big team beside you. And you can, what's the word? Yeah, just ask questions. But with the individual sports such as like powerlifting, you do have other people with you, but it's totally different because it's you, the bar, and the weight. And then it's you yourself trying to overcome, as I mentioned earlier, the obstacles that are in the way, because anything could happen in powerlifting. Well, hopefully I've answered your question there. But that's how I see it. I see, okay, you got team sport, you got all these people, you got this powerlifting, you got just you and the bar and the coach, and you might have some other training partners, but it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. So going from so with my powerlifting, was it a hobby or was it a sport? So in powerlifting, started that in 2012. I would like to acknowledge my coach, my old coach back there, Clive Badge. He got me through everything, taught me everything, and yeah, I did mention about increments in there somewhere. Yeah, like it starts off small, and then you got to build your way up. You don't overnight, and you might lift 10 kgs today, and then tomorrow you're going straight to 100. No, it takes time. It takes time. So in my career of powerlifting, I've won New Zealand titles or national titles, regionals, and then my last actual before I had to move on because of the old hip was playing up. It was 2017. I was in Singapore representing New Zealand in the Asia Pacific games, not games, but like Commonwealths. And won my 5 gold medals from there. So that was a bit of a I actually thought, oh yeah, I'll go there for the experience, but then come away with the with 5 golds because I had to compete in two comps. One was bench press only comp, and then the following day was the bench press, squat, and deadlift comp. So came away with golds, 5 golds. One was overall winner. Yeah, so
Cool.
enjoyed the powerlifting, and then I got back from Singapore. The body broke down because that whole year in 2017, I think we did about 4 competitions right out, leading up to that Singapore. The last comp was the New Zealand Champs, was in Dunedin. The actual night we flew down, so we flew down on the Friday. We competed on Saturday morning. Man, I was this is a memory. I was in pain. My back just played up.
Wow.
And I was telling my coaches, I've got a sore back. I don't know what's going on. I think it might have been because I was nervous. So I woke up Saturday. I was still sore. Got to the venue in Dunedin. We competed in Dunedin. This was the New Zealand national champs here. And I prayed to my dad to help me and shit. And I got through all of it. Easy as. Yeah, the pain just went. As soon as I got on the platform, so we call it the platform. As soon as I got on the platform, just prayed to my dad. And I knew my mum was praying. And then bang, the pain went. And I was like, hey, where's it gone? So, so I think someone was watching over me, helping me through there. So,
Tiare, your guardian angels.
That's right, my guardian angels and my go music. You know, they got me through was Iron Like a Zion from Bob Marley. You know, that's a good one, man. Yeah, that's what I played. Yeah, so nowadays after the 2 hip replacements now, because it was 3 years ago on my right hip, and 3 months ago was my left hip, so that's replaced. Probably between Robocop, 2 titanium hips. So between 2017 or 18 to 21, got into that mountain biking with our Fijian bulla friend Warren Doughty, who will be coming on our show in the near future. We both met up, and I said, mate, I need to get back into some sort of fitness. So went home, started mountain biking, and we were like, we should get a name. We should get a name, make up a name for our mountain bike. We might have a crew. And it was fortunately that we stopped off at BP in Paraparaumu to buy a coffee. But at that time, it wasn't Batman. It was just my name in the coffee orders. And we were in there, we were thinking of a name, making up a name. And then look who walked through the door. Our good buddy, Raymond Ropata, you know. And Warren goes, bro, that's the man to see. He'll know. And so I said, hey, come over here. He's like, what's happening, boys? Oh, yeah, just riding our mountain bikes now, and we're trying to think of a name to ride around. And he goes, what's your name? Oh, to ride a bike around the mountain. And so we came up with Basakili. He was Fijian. So and then he goes, oh, okay, well, call it Te Tihi o Te Monga, which is to ride the ridge of the mountain. So that's what it means, Basakili Te Tihi o Te Monga. So with the help of Ray, the bro, we came up with the Te Tihi o Te Monga. So but there was a few of us, Shane? After a while, we got a crew and we were just hitting those hills, like the mountains, looking for missing tracks, and heard about all these tracks in the bush, man.
Wow.
I carried my bike more than I rode it. So yeah.
I reckon. I ended up, mate, I was known as, here we go, he's gonna fall in the water because we crossed rivers and streams. I'm always the one that falls in the water.
You took riding a bike to another level.
Yeah, yeah. We're going into tracks where only hunters would probably take it. No, it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
But at the moment, we've had a bit of a sabbatical again.
Yep.
Because some of the guys are now riding road bikes. So we'll get back together. Maybe when we have a korero with Mr. Doughty, when he's on, he might get us back into it again. So and now I'm also, my other hobby now, so fortunate that my wife allows me, is that I can go out diving, snorkeling, tank diving. You know, it's just it's a different world under the water there. So it's that space. It's my space now under there, just to relax and also pray. Please, Uncle Shark, don't be around. But hey, you just carry on. You know, that's the environment you're in there. But yeah, that's a space for me now to relax in there too, and look for some kaimoana and legal size paoa and crayfish. Yeah, so
still waiting for my kinners.
Oh, you're still waiting? Okay. I remember.
You remember you asked me, you go, Shane, do you like
I didn't realize.
I said, yes, I do. And then you said, oh, okay.
I didn't realize you papa ita kina. You follow from Germany. Oh, anyway. So,
well, bro, look, before we jump into your career stuff, I just want to say something. One, in terms of the stuff that you've described when you talk around performance and stuff like that, when I remember you as a player, I think all of those attributes you actually showed. I think, one, you weren't the biggest prop. You weren't that, but you were one of the most hardworking and also the most consistent and also the most mentally tough.
Yeah.
And I think of you back as a player, and I think all of the things you described today are very apt because they do describe you in terms of that, and also your preparedness. I think you were also, when we were young, one of the most fittest people that I knew in terms of always sort of looking after yourself in that as well. I think probably the one attribute that I think is questionable now is the healthy living, but I think everything else really does talk to you as a player. So I just want to acknowledge that, because I think when I look back on your career, and then in your late 30s, heading into your 40s, to then go and compete in terms of rugby and to be recognised as one of the best players at the club over at Century really does talk to you, bro. So yeah, my kudos to you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I just try to, like, I just want to bring that up. When was it, a couple of weeks or 3 weeks? My older brother Al was saying he was probably, to have you on along his side was probably one of the strongest and probably toughest props out there around. And my bro doesn't really talk it up much to people about anyone. And Tiare, remember I told you, remember? And that was
yeah.
what he told me.
Hey, really?
I was blown away.
Yeah, no, it's like with the Waikino rugby, and I asked the guys because they,
Mister, I didn't know you had those gold medals with the weightlifting.
oh yeah, you would have
that
seen
on
it on my slide there. It's all been framed up with my my New Zealand suit there. Yeah. So yeah, no, all good.
Rare, bro.
Yeah. So if we get into my career, because my career, so my girls laugh at me because I left school. I was second year fifth. The buggers. Yeah. Anyway, they go, "Hey, second year fifth."
They don't know what that is.
No, they do now.
No one knows what that is anymore.
They do now. And then that's why I said, hey, that's why I got some young friends. And then, even tonight, my youngest go, second year fifth, that's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, left school second year fifth, and I said to them, well, what am I doing now? So, we'll get to that. Did a few months. So I left school, did a few months at the Wellington City Council abattoir at the meatworks. It was Wellington City Council at the time. And I was in the chillers, and that's only where the strong men worked. Because you're lifting all the beef, you're lifting all the lambs, and you're stacking and exporting all the beef, man. Big hinds, they're probably about 90 plus kgs, 100 kgs, 120, some of them 140. And which is now called Taylor Preston's, but yeah, I was down in there. I was there for a little bit, not that long, because the Wellington City Council, what do they call it? They sold up to TP, and I got a payout. And I was like, pretty cool. And then as you spoke, and you're on there, the who. The apprenticeship, building the apprenticeship, bruh. That's where we met again at the MTT, multi-trade trainee. So that was actually my first proper interview at the time. Went to the interview. There's a panel of 6 people, and actually went with my mum. I took my mum with me, and she said, oh, you better put a tie on. I'm like, hey, okay, so put a tie on. So I sit in front of the panel of 6. So I'm freaking out, and there's one question that stands out, or that stood out, and one of them was, why do you want to be a carpenter? My answer was, if my mum was sitting there. And my answer was, I see my dad trying to build a barbecue table. Ended up burning it. And they'll go, so I said, yeah, and I tried to help, but. And then they go, okay, you've made the cut. So, yeah, I made the cut to do the multi-trade trainee. And those are good years. They were good years, I think I was number 1 in that too.
Yeah, it's cool. You're number 1. Remember, Charlie?
Number one. Yeah, met a lot of good boys from all over New Zealand. Completed those quals 1, 2, and 3, and then I left the trade. I ended up in the security industry, retail industry, security. So looking at loss prevention, which is shoplifting stuff, dishonesty, shrinkage loss, which is damaged goods, stolen goods, and also had management roles in the security retail. So travelled around the North Island to a number of stores throughout New Zealand to look after teams and also do some surveillance stuff. From there, I moved into aviation security service. Did a month's training in Auckland, and aviation security officer. You know, our responsibilities were to look after airline passengers, such as staff and cargo, with making sure that they were safe, no prohibited items, such as IED, which is improvised explosive devices. So you're at the screening points, and then when you go for the airport nowadays, even in the domestic airport, you're going through the screening points. Where back in my time, the screening points were only used for international flights. So I was only involved in that on the international flights with the screening points, where you put the bag through the machine and beep, play around with all the stuff and see what's in it. And then making sure that the air side, where the aircrafts are, that everyone on that side are all meant to be on that side. So you're checking IDs and all that jazz. And if they're not, then get off or whatnot. And then making sure that the airport was all secured, the fence lines and everything. So you do your night shift and your day shifts. Yeah. So that was an interesting job. Learned a lot in there, you know, being responsible for a lot of things actually. And then 26 years ago, the pest control industry, I entered the pest control industry 26 years ago, and I'm still in there. So I started with a corporate company, which I don't mind naming because they really gave me the skills and basically where I am today, Rent-A-Kill Pest Control. They helped me through everything. As a service technician, you know, I completed the urban pest management certification. I was lucky or fortunate enough that my father-in-law who's passed away, old Ivan Shoot, he's one that actually encouraged me to get it. He said, get this done, get it done, because it'll get you places. And sure enough, it has. And they get the certifications done. Controlled substance license, which is quite a high thing to have because you're using poisonous gas and all that jazz. And even just getting your farms license, because I was able to enter wherever you want to be. You name it. Also, one thing too with Rent-A-Kill, mate, they gave me all the opportunities to go on courses, learn how to use a turn a computer, everything to do with management. Did my management certification for them, and also we also, because I ended up being like service manager and that jazz, they took us all out on a dining out course, how to eat with all those different knives, forks, and spoons and all this shit. I was like, hey, yeah, man, we actually had dinner and they sent us out on a course. So, man, too good, those guys.
Just in case you met up with the Queen?
Well, just in case, because we were under the Queen's umbrella. We had back then on our vans was the Queen's crest, or crest, I think they call it. Yeah. So that was then. I was also my first trainer there actually was this Irishman. He's on our page.
You see them, Shane?
Patrick Guilty. Bro, he's the worst trainer you can ever have. Nah, honest, Patty, my leprechaun Irishman. Good on you, buddy. You know what? He knows his Māori reo too. He's pretty good for the Irishman, unless he's using nowadays the what do they call it? Is it AI to help him? But yeah, no, big ups to old Paddy.
Big ups to Kelly.
So with working with the corporate business, I was able to open up the first satellite branch in Napier. So that gave me more opportunities to learn again, to run your own branch, So I was in charge of the sales and service in that region from Gisborne down to Wairarapa. So I was looking after all that. But again, I'm going to go back again. So prior to that, moved to Napier. I was actually looking after Wellington up through to Taranaki, over to Gisborne, back down. So I was doing like a big triangle and in between. Yeah, back then. So I was on the road all the time. So again, fortunate enough to have a understanding wife because I was away. But I'll make it back for my Thursday night training for rugby and go and play. So yeah, I was able to schedule my run. So from Napier, I ended up with another corporate company and ran their business up in Whangarei. So yeah, up there, Whangarei. So from Whangarei up to Kaitaia, both east and west, down to the North Beach, Auckland, top of Henderson. I was looking after all of that area as well. In there, in that area, I was able to, one of our top exporting companies in New Zealand, Tiare, I was able to learn. Yeah, I was able to learn and understand and mastermind their integrated pest management program. They have their own Bible, I called it. So I was able to learn what they needed and required to outside our urban pest management, because you had your urban pest management certification, but top of the line, eh? The old milk, the old Fonterra site. So I looked after a few factories up there, and that was hard work. I don't miss it now. That was hard work because from there, we're a few years up in up the far north there. We ended up coming back down. So I moved up to Whangarei, and I left my wife and kids in Napier for 6 months. I set up there, and then they came up after. So at the time, we sold our house to the retirement village, which was on our back fence. So we sold it when I left, but they said, "Oh no, your family can stay in there until the end of Christmas because we wanted them to finish schooling in Napier." So that was a bonus, yeah. But from there, we moved from Whangarei, we moved back down to Wellington, and I ended up in Palmerston North looking after another corporate company's office there, service supervisor. And had a team of techs there. And again, we're working in the Fonterra sites from Kapiti up through Paiatua, Palmerston North up to Taranaki. So man, those are big trips. Like it's not only just kicking bait stations around, but we don't kick bait stations around. You have to open them up and check. You're also looking at why pests are in the areas. We're also fumigating in the sites for pests and microbes. Yeah, so yeah, there's a whole lot of information to give out actually, but there's a whole lot of training, and I was fortunate enough to learn all of that. That was probably, I think I went to about 4 corporate companies. You get tapped on the shoulder, those sort of things. So you go where the money is and where the opportunities are. And I went to another 2 companies, learnt their insights, learnt their part of the industry, what they get up to. And then, and I've always had in the back of my mind, if we go back to sports, you've got to have set goals. It can be short and long term. And I've always had a long-term goal was to one day run my own business, and which I currently am, running my own pest control business. Same aspects as the corporates, a little bit smaller, looking after the servicing commercial and residential customers, and now able to have a better work-life balance, so if you set goals, long-term, short-term, it takes time, like I said, little increments, you'll get there and just stay focused pretty much. So that's my career, where I am at the moment. Any questions, boys? Nah? Have I bored you already? Nah.
No,
That's good.
So I've been all around the North Island except for the South Island. So yeah, they're all good. So
I just wanted to ask Tiare, like traveling You did
Yeah.
all that traveling on your own, or did you have other people?
No, all on my own.
Wow.
But when we actually did, like with Tiare, you have a pre-startup, and pre-startup is when you got to, like, for example, on the Taranaki there, it's like a city, eh? The one in Hawara, Tiare, it's like a city, man. As you go into Hawara, you'll see on your left-hand side all these tall buildings on that. It's like another city. And you do pre-startup where you've got to go in there and clear out any pests or microbes and stuff. So yeah, that was huge. So I'll take a team of 6, and we'll start probably like maybe 4 or 5 in the evening and finish the following morning.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah, carrying all these smoke machine, and you could be up 20, 30 stories, man.
What?
Silos, everything. Yeah.
Silos, yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. And then obviously after a while, I was like, oh, nah, getting too hard now.
Yeah.
So that was my, like I said, I had my goal to one day own my own business, and fortunate I am, and lucky I had the support at home.
Your prayers were answered?
My prayers are answered, and it's still, it's still learning.
Yep.
Yeah, because when you're a corporate site, so when you're up in the management role, you have other people looking after accounts and all that stuff. Now got to do it myself. And all that stuff, and sales, which I was doing sales and that, but yeah, it's just different.
Well,
But
I guess what's good too, bro, you've built a reputation in the industry, and the fact that you get shoulder tap really does show people recognize your expertise.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's a lot of old customers that I've gone to, and yeah, no, all good, gone back to, and easy as. So, what are my influences? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to that. So obviously, my mum has had a profound influence on me, shaping my values, beliefs, and the way I approach life. As we all know, I often impart lessons about love, resilience, empathy, and how to care for others. Whether through her actions, words, or the way she handled challenges, my mum has influenced how I now raise my own children and interact with my family. Being a father and a grandfather is a significant influence on my life. My children and granddaughter likely shape my perspectives, priorities, and decisions. For example, my role as a father might influence how I view responsibility, patience, and love. My experience in raising my children and being involved in their lives can deeply impact my values, my approach to challenges, and my overall outlook on life. My family, including my son, 3 daughters, granddaughter, and the influence of my mother plays a central role in my life. Each family member contributes to my sense of purpose, joy, and even the challenges I face. The values and lessons from my mother, like being caring and loving, likely guide how I interact with my children, granddaughter, and helping me foster strong, supportive relationships. So what are my learnings? The importance of love and care from my mother. I've learned the value of being caring and loving. This has likely shaped how I interact with others, especially within my family, teaching me the love and care I found foundational to strong relationships. Family comes first. Being a father and grandfather has probably taught me the importance of prioritizing family, making sacrifices, and ones. This learning reinforces the idea that family is a central part of my life. Patience and understanding. Raising children can teach your patience, the need to understand different perspectives, how to adapt to each children's unique needs. This is a vital learning and fostering a nurturing environment. Legacy and responsibility. I might have learned the significance of passing down values, traditions, and to the next generation. My family. Resilience and strength. Through the ups and downs of life, I have likely learned the importance of resilience, how to overcome challenges, and how to support my family. Balance in life, juggling the roles of being a parent, grandparent, and teaching myself how to balance responsibilities and make time for myself and my interests. So before I end tonight, I'd just like to acknowledge my wife for being there for me over the years, supporting and understanding my journey. You know, thus far she's shown true love and care, looking after my health and well-being, and she had to sacrifice her career for me to where I am today as well. She's pretty much she's an awesome mum and nana, and pretty much simply the best. And also like to thank my children too. So kia ora, kia ora ana, kia manuia. Thank you. That's me.
Yeah, Malo lover, bro. That was really good.
Thank you, Shane.
So that concludes our free journeys in terms of Te Hau, South, Tiare. Thank both of you guys in terms of this idea of us to share a bit of ourselves as we head more into the podcast and that as well. And so it's been a great sort of learning. And Tiale, we couldn't have ended it a better way in terms of the series. So Bafte Tele Lava.
Thank you.
Now, thank you to those viewing and listening to tonight's episode 5, the third of our free journeys sort of series. We do the BSP podcast live on Facebook on Tuesdays at 7 p.m, which is uploaded to the page after. So remember to like and join the Blood, Sweat and Talanoa Facebook page as we build our community. Now, next week, episode 6 is the first of our guests that we'll have on. Tiale, tell us a little bit about, give people a little bit of a preview as we head into next week and our first guest.
Yeah, next week our first guest, she's a New Zealand powerlifter, world powerlifter, Commonwealth powerlifter. Her name is Riria Ropata. I've trained with her up at my old club. We both belong at the Kapiti Powerlifting Club, and yeah, I've asked her to come on board and share her journeys in the world of powerlifting as well, and how she mentally gets through what I had gone through when I went through it too. So yeah, it'll be a good show next week. Looking forward to that. Also, Shane, we have a YouTube link page for Talanoa.
We do, and it'll be in the on the page and the link. Just need to figure out how it really works, but we'll get there eventually. So it'll be on the page coming soon, and all of our episodes will be uploaded to the YouTube page once we've sort of got it up and running. So that we're looking forward to episode 6 next week and our first guest, Riria, and we'll look forward. We'll see you then. So for tonight, mā te wā.
Kia ora na ka kite. Thank you.
Pahani.